the Ottoman Empire, a name that echoes through the corridors of history. For over 6 centuries, this mighty empire spanned 3 continents, leaving an indelible mark on the history of civilization. From Europe to the Middle East and North Africa, the Ottomans established a vast dominion. Their influence reached far and wide, shaping political structures and cultural exchanges. At its zenith, the Ottoman Empire was a beacon of power and grandeur. Its sultans commanded vast armies ruling over immense wealth and diversity. Architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia stand as testaments to the empire's opulence and sophistication. But the story of the Ottomans is not just a tale of military conquests and imperial splendor. It is also a story of cultural fusion, intellectual exchange, and the rise and fall of one of history's most enduring empires. The Ottoman Empire, like many great empires before it, came from humble beginnings. In the late 13th century, as the Seljuk Empire crumbled, a new power emerged in Anatolia. This power was led by Osman Bey, a charismatic and ambitious leader. Osman Bey united the scattered Turkish tribes of Anatolia under his banner. What began as a small state on the Byzantine border transformed into a mighty empire. Fueled by military skill and political savvy, the early Ottomans embarked on a rapid expansion. They challenged the weakening Byzantine Empire, capturing important cities. The capture of Bursa in 1326 was a turning point, establishing the Ottomans as a major force. As the Ottomans consolidated their power in Anatolia, they set their sights on the Balkans. With their disciplined soldiers and advanced military tactics, the Ottomans steadily advanced into the region. The year 1453 stands out as a turning point in world history. It was the year the seemingly unconquerable city of Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Turks. Led by Sultan Mehmed II, this monumental event sent shockwaves across Europe. The conquest of Constantinople wasn't just a military victory, it was a symbolic one. For centuries, Constantinople had remained a beacon of Christianity and a center of learning and culture. The Ottomans, under Mehmed II, were determined to break down the city's legendary walls. Mehmed assembled a vast army and laid siege to the city. The siege lasted 53 days, a relentless assault on the city's defenses. On May 29, 1453, Ottoman forces broke through the defenses and poured into the city. Constantinople, the queen of cities, fell to the Ottomans, marking the beginning of Ottoman rule in Istanbul. After conquering Constantinople, Mehmed II focused on strengthening his empire and expanding its borders. He implemented administrative reforms, strengthened the army, and became a patron of arts and sciences. Under his rule, Constantinople transformed into a vibrant imperial capital. Mehmed II's successors continued his legacy of expansion. Sultan Selim I, also known as Selim the Grim, conquered Egypt and the Levant, bringing Mecca and Medina under Ottoman control. This southward expansion brought the Ottomans into conflict with the Safavid Empire in Persia. Suleiman, known as Suleiman the Magnificent, is widely regarded as the most renowned Ottoman sultan. His accession to the throne in 1520 marked the apex of Ottoman power. Under his rule, the Ottoman Empire reached its greatest territorial extent. Suleiman's reign was marked by military conquests and significant cultural and intellectual achievements. The Ottoman Empire's remarkable expansion and longevity can be attributed to its sophisticated administration and formidable military organization. The Ottomans were masters of centralized governance. At the heart of this system was the Sultan, an absolute ruler. He was supported by a complex bureaucracy staffed by highly educated officials. The Devshirme system recruited young Christian boys, converted them to Islam, and trained them for service. This system provided the Ottomans with a loyal and highly capable body of civil servants. The Ottoman army was another cornerstone of the empire's power. At the heart of their military strength was the Janissary Corps, an elite infantry unit. Equipped with advanced weapons, the Janissaries were a formidable fighting force. The Ottomans' sophisticated military organization allowed them to create powerful armies capable of conquering vast territories. The Ottoman Empire wasn't just a center of military and political power, it was also a vibrant hub of culture. Situated at the crossroads of East and West, the Ottomans ruled over an area of extraordinary cultural diversity. This fusion of cultures nurtured a rich and dynamic artistic, intellectual and architectural environment. Istanbul became a lively center where scholars, artists and merchants converged. The Ottomans were tolerant rulers, allowing their non-Muslim subjects to practice their own religions. This atmosphere of tolerance and cultural exchange contributed to the flourishing of intellectual and artistic pursuits. Ottoman architecture reflected the empire's diverse influences. The Ottomans were master builders, renowned for their magnificent mosques, palaces and bridges. The Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul stands as a testament to the grandeur and finesse of Ottoman architecture. The Ottomans also made significant contributions to the arts of calligraphy, miniature painting, and ceramics. The rule of Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent is often called the Golden Age of the Ottoman Empire. Under Süleyman's wise and fair rule, the empire experienced a time of relative peace and stability known as Pax Ottomana. This peace and stability were very important for economic growth and cultural development. The Ottoman Empire's strategic location made it a center of international trade. Istanbul became a busy city, a place that attracted merchants and traders. The Ottomans controlled important sea trade routes, bringing in lots of money for the empire's treasury. This flow of wealth helped the empire's economy, leading to the growth of cities and support for the arts. The Ottomans invested heavily in infrastructure, building roads, bridges, and roadside inns. The construction of the Süleymaniye Mosque complex showed the empire's commitment to public welfare. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire was a time of great intellectual and artistic activity. During Süleyman's rule and the Pax Ottomana, the Ottomans made significant contributions to the arts and sciences. Ottoman architecture reached its peak during this period. The Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul, designed by Mimar Sinan, stands as a masterpiece of Ottoman architecture. Considered the greatest architect of the Ottoman Empire, Sinan designed countless iconic structures. Ottoman art flourished, with distinctive styles emerging in calligraphy, miniature painting, and ceramics. Ottoman calligraphers took the art of calligraphy to new heights. Miniature painting became a highly refined art form. Ottoman ceramics, especially Iznik tiles, were renowned for their vibrant colors and intricate designs. The Ottomans also made notable contributions to the fields of astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire was a testament to its wealth, power, and cultural sophistication. The Ottoman Empire, like all great empires throughout history, wasn't immune to the forces of decline. While the Golden Age under Süleyman the Magnificent marked the zenith of Ottoman power and prosperity, the seeds of decline were already being sown. A combination of internal stagnation and external pressures gradually chipped away at the empire's foundations, setting in motion a slow but relentless decline that would span centuries. One of the key factors contributing to the Ottoman decline was the increasing rigidity of the empire's administrative and social structures. The once efficient bureaucracy, a hallmark of Ottoman governance, grew increasingly corrupt and inefficient over time. Patronage networks and favoritism took root, undermining meritocracy and stifling innovation. The devshirme system, which had for centuries provided the empire with a loyal and capable cadre of administrators and soldiers, also began to lose its effectiveness. As the Ottoman elites became more entrenched in their power, they became less inclined to recruit and train talented individuals from outside their own ranks, leading to stagnation in leadership within the bureaucracy and the military. Furthermore, following the death of Süleyman the Magnificent in 1566, the Ottoman Empire was faced with a succession of weak and ineffective sultans. Unlike their illustrious predecessors, these sultans lacked the vision, leadership qualities, and military prowess to navigate the growing challenges facing the empire. Their reigns were often marked by palace intrigues, power struggles between rival factions, and a general lack of direction in government policy. This decline in leadership at the top had a cascading effect throughout the empire, weakening its ability to effectively respond to both internal and external threats. Once a model of centralized power and efficient administration, the Ottoman Empire found itself increasingly unable to adapt to the changing times, its once formidable institutions gradually losing their effectiveness and dynamism. The Ottoman Empire, which built its reputation on military might and expansion, began to experience a series of military defeats starting in the late 16th century. In 1571, the Ottoman navy suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Lepanto, losing a significant portion of their fleet and thousands of experienced sailors. Although they were able to rebuild their navy, their aura of invincibility was shattered. European powers began to challenge Ottoman dominance. Economic crises and inflation placed a heavy burden on the Ottoman treasury. Growing debts and economic stagnation led to social unrest. The Ottoman Empire, once a symbol of power and stability, now faced an existential crisis. As the Ottoman Empire struggled with internal stagnation and external pressures, a series of reform attempts emerged, aiming to reverse the tide of decline. These reforms aimed to modernize the Ottoman army, streamline the bureaucracy, and revitalize the economy. However, they fell short of addressing the deep-rooted problems. The most notable period of reform was the Tulip era under Ahmet III. Influenced by European ideas, the Tulip era was a time of cultural exchange and peace. The Ottomans introduced the printing press and new architectural styles. However, the Tulip era was short-lived. Conservative groups, uncomfortable with the reforms, staged a revolt. The Tulip era demonstrated the Ottoman capacity for change, but it also highlighted the deep resistance to reforms. Reform efforts continued throughout the 18th and 19th centuries. Selim III and Mahmud II attempted to modernize the Ottoman army. They tried to create a European-style trained army. However, the Janissaries fiercely opposed the reforms. The Janissaries' resistance exemplified the challenges faced by the reformers. In the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire became known as the sick man of Europe. Internal unrest, military defeats, and economic troubles made the empire weak and vulnerable. Nationalist movements further undermined the Ottoman state's authority. The Ottomans faced Russia and nationalist movements. The Crimean War highlighted the Ottomans' dangerous position. The war exposed the weaknesses of the Ottoman army. Nationalist uprisings continued to trouble the empire. The Ottomans were forced to make concessions in the Balkan provinces. The empire's financial troubles worsened. The Ottomans were forced to make economic concessions to foreign powers. The Ottoman Empire was reduced to a pawn in European great power politics. Its fate was determined by the whims of European powers. The Ottoman Empire was on the verge of collapse, its demise inevitable. In its final decades, the Ottoman Empire resembled a grand ancient tree, its roots weakened by time and its branches heavy with the weight of centuries. Its demise, while a tragedy for those who lived through it, was not a sudden collapse but rather a slow, agonizing decline, a gradual unraveling of a once mighty power. The Young Turk Revolution of 1908, a last-ditch effort to modernize the empire and stave off its collapse, ultimately proved too little, too late. The Ottoman Empire's entry into World War I on the side of the Central Powers proved to be its death knell. The war, a global conflict that shattered empires and redrew the world map, dealt the final blow to the already weakened Ottoman state. Following the Ottoman Empire's defeat in World War I, its vast territories were divided among the victorious Allied powers. While the heartland of the empire in Anatolia became the Republic of Turkey, other former Ottoman lands in the Middle East were carved up into mandates administered by Great Britain and France. The Ottoman Empire, which for centuries had played a pivotal role in shaping the political, cultural, and economic landscape of the Eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East, and North Africa, ceased to exist, leaving behind a complex and contested legacy. The demise of the Ottoman Empire marked the end of an era, not just for the Ottoman peoples, but for the wider world as well. At its zenith, the empire had served as a bridge between East and West, facilitating trade, cultural exchange, and intellectual discourse. Its decline and fall created a void that led to new power struggles in the region, political instability, and the emergence of new nation-states grappling with the challenges of forging their own identities in the wake of the empire. From its humble beginnings to the height of its power and eventual decline, the story of the Ottoman Empire offers valuable lessons in understanding the complexities of history and the forces that shape the destinies of nations. The Ottoman Empire's remarkable longevity can be attributed to several factors, including its sophisticated administrative system, its formidable military organization, its strategic location at the crossroads of trade routes, and its ability to adapt to diverse cultures. However, the empire's eventual decline also highlights the importance of adaptability, innovation, and effective leadership in the face of changing times.